Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome tonight. Sim, thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. You all remember when they asked Black people, why are they not fidgeting? Why are they so calm and cool when they talked about segregation and all that? This video will tell you why Black people did not fidget when they talked about separation, segregation, and the rest of it. Sometimes I wonder how these people operate and the frequency they operate on, because sometimes when you see the frequency people operate on, you probably want to associate or you probably want to disengage. At this point in time, save it so. Because wow, how did you people meet these people? And how did they colonize us? Because sometimes I look at myself and I ask the same question. Do you all remember last year when they asked about bear or woman, and Black women chose bear? Why? Because working with them is like working on fire. You can never ever work with them. 90, how many should I say? 98% of them are this racist, and they are not even denying it, because somebody came on camera to say that that is what she is, that she is racist, and she says the N-word anytime she wants, and even in front of Black people. I don't want to be in community with anybody like this. Let's get into this video.
So, racism doesn't exist in the modern world. Well, this comment doesn't really tell us anything about racism. All you're doing is exposing to me how deeply conditioned you are by the system. Because racism certainly isn't an illusion. It's built into the foundations of every system around us. Our schools, our healthcare, our borders, our everything, our housing, our police, our criminal justice system, literally everything that surrounds our lives. This comment just demonstrates your inability to be compassionate and empathetic to those around you that are surviving this system of inequity. And it's not strength. It's a wound. But here's the thing. You can unlearn your conditioning. You've internalized the story, which makes you feel threatened by somebody else's truth. You can choose to let that go. You don't have to stay stuck in this version of yourself. So if you're ready to become a better human, one who sees, who listens, and who heals, start with this. Acknowledge that racism exists and acknowledge your ability to do better. I'm the anti-racist mum, and I help white people do better. So if you're ready to unlearn your conditioning and make changes to yourself to help create safer, more inclusive, more equitable communities where all children and young people can thrive, click the link in my bio for local cost resources that will help you get started on this journey.
So here's the thing, right? About when Black women chose the bear instead of white women, right? And I know that in this post, y'all can go ahead and click the comment, I talk about the racism, right? It's not about blatant racism, just as far as like calling Shiloh Hendricks, calling the kid the N-word, and the woman on Piers Morgan interview talking about saying the N-word. That's not the most dangerous thing about white women. So I like to watch true crime. I don't know how many of y'all like to watch true crime, but y'all know I reference my people who view me know I reference true crime quite often. Okay, watch true crime. True crime will show you this. Okay, and I know a lot of white women are fans of true crimes, but you're probably not picking up. A lot of y'all aren't picking up on this. Okay, when it happens, but many different times. Okay, two things happen. One, white women endanger other races of people because they draw the wrong conclusions by viewing things through the lens of their racism. Okay? An example of this is in this particular case. I'm going to show y'all it. Okay, so watch this episode. It's from the series Swamp Murders. It's season 5, episode 7, What Happened in the Woods. It's about Jared Clark. Okay? Now, Jared Clark was out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Okay? Now, there was a white woman who was a witness to the crime, okay? Not the actual murder, but things that led up to the murder, right? So she sees this group of friends, all of them are white, beating on Jared Clark, Okay? Jumping on them, tearing them up. She sees this taking place. When the police ask her about it, her son even goes and breaks it up, okay, and stops it from happening. So she says that even though she saw this happening, what she found to be suspicious and who could be culpable for the murders of Jared Clark was two random black men who were in the woods camping. They had nothing to do with this case. They seen and actually were a witness to the case. And because they did have legal troubles in the past, they were like, oh, the police are probably going to show up here. We need to get out of here. Okay. So she was like, I heard them talking amongst each other because they're thinking if the police show up, they're going to think we did this and we had nothing to do with any with these white kids fighting. Okay. And come to find out, the two black men who were camping in the woods had nothing to do with the case. And the people that were jumping the young man actually were the ones who unalived him. This ended up being a cold case for quite some time just because they received wrong information from a white woman. Now, what's so crazy about that and dangerous about it is she literally watched physical harm happening, right, between this group of white kids, right, but didn't think that that was suspicious or dangerous or could have something to do with Jared Clark's murder. No, she thought that two random black men talking amongst themselves, camping in the woods, minding their business was the suspicious thing. And that happens in true crime all the time. Okay. Now, the second thing that they do that's quite dangerous, right? And this is not dangerous to black people and persons of color. Well, I should say three things, because another thing they do is that they commit crimes and they blame black people for it. They say a black man committed the homicide that they actually committed. So the third thing that they do quite often, and you'll see this in true crime, okay, this is not dangerous towards black people or POCs. It's actually dangerous towards white women, is that because they're viewing things through the lens of racism, they think that all white people are friendly, okay? They think that all white people are safe. So quite often, they end up inviting their killer into their lives, like literally into their houses. Don't know him from a can of paint. Just say, oh, this is a white guy, so he must be a nice fella. Right? There's a white woman. Ain't no way they're going to rob me blind. And it's like, huh? And you can clock this a lot on American greed. You gave somebody your life savings just because they white, even though their business plan didn't make no sense. Okay? Basically, because that's really what it boils down to. So this is, for me, as a black woman, the number one reason I chose the Bear wasn't based upon their blatant racism. It was based upon the sinister racism, the microaggressions and macroaggressions, and how they view things through the lens of racism that can endanger everybody that's there. You could have nothing to do with anything that's going on, and you walking down the street and they'll call the police and say, oh, she looks suspicious. She was standing outside my house because I run around my neighborhood, and I don't live in a predominantly black neighborhood. Like, my little pocket of neighborhood is predominantly black. But when I go outside of that, it's not. So I could go walking, and I like to admire the houses, and I like to study history because I'm a historian. So I'll look at the history of an area, stuff like that. And I'll just be standing there, and there could be some white woman who sees me standing there in the window and call the police on me. And the police could pull up and unalive me. And the whole time, all I'm doing is sitting up there studying the history of that house. That's why I choose the Bear. And also, we encounter this a lot in work areas, which black women have talked about quite often. Someone not smiling or not saying hello to you today does not mean they're aggressive or have some type of problem or they're angry or whatever, right? Someone immediately not responding to something, or a black woman not immediately responding to something, doesn't mean go contact HR and try to get her fired. Okay? A black woman getting a promotion that you feel you're not the one who determines who deserves anything. Right? So a black woman getting a promotion has nothing to do with you, or a black woman securing a job has nothing to do with you. Right? Even with HOAs, harassing black women and black families until they lose their houses due to insurmountable HOA fees is insane. And who's spearheading that? White women. When you go through the case, this happened in 2022, of the Department of Children's Family coming under fire from the United Nations, Council, for systemic and structural racism, because black mothers and black families were overwhelmingly represented in the DCF system because their children were being removed when there wasn't actually any negligence or abuse. They were just poor. And being poor is a systemic issue for the black community. But they were getting kids taken, then neglecting the kids, and the kids are getting abused in foster care, and the whole family's traumatized. And all of this could have been avoided if a white woman had sense and wasn't viewing something through the lens of racism. And that's the truth of the matter. And this also happened once the mandated reporting started. You know, a lot of teachers were predominantly white women, and they were calling DCF and CPS on families left and right for, again, just being poor. Okay, you could have got the kid a pair of shoes instead of sending a social worker out there to remove the children.
I think we already not all came to the conclusion that there ain't no saving no white people. It ain't no saving them. They done. They a lost cause. American white people are gone. Like, as a man, as a black man in particular, you got to wake up one day and say, was I raised to be homophobic? Was I raised in an environment that was harmful to people? Was I raised in an environment that makes people uncomfortable with coming out and being themselves around you? Okay, what can I do to change myself to not be that type of person? And then you got to think about misogyny. Was I raised in an environment where that taught the men around me that women weren't capable of doing anything, that women don't deserve this, that women don't deserve rights, that women shouldn't be listened to, that they shouldn't be catered to, that we shouldn't have empathy for their needs and the things that hurt them, and watch the things that we say so that, you know, we won't be harmful out of our actions in the workplace, our actions in social events, our actions just speaking to a woman one-on-one. Should I have to change those things? You have to wake up and kind of think about the things in your life and the way you was raised in the environment and the men around you and how they raised you. Did they raise you to be homophobic? Did they raise you to be misogynist? And I say a good amount of men, not all of them, of course, can wake up one day, 19, maybe your 20s, maybe even your 30s. Some people might be 40 something. But white people, they not waking up from this racism. There's no waking up. Like, they're fighting it. Like, they're literally fighting back right now to keep racism. They will torture themselves. They will actually lose out on money, lose out on feeding their own family just to keep racism alive. These people will lose their job. I seen a video of a woman say, I am okay with losing my job because they're cutting federal funding just because my job wants to do DEI. She was a teacher. I've seen truck drivers not getting loads, but they're happy because a Hispanic person can't drive trucks no more because they're deporting immigrants. They will torture themselves to keep racism alive. I seen that lady called that child, the autistic child, the N-word with the hard ER, and raised $700,000. I can't fathom the amount of racism it takes for you to do something like, and not only just that, I know that some of those people that was donating to that woman were also poor. You're poor donating your money for somebody to be rich just because you love the way that they're keeping this racism alive. Keeping America the way it used to be. I can't believe how the lack of privilege makes you all feel so attacked. I just can't believe it. I don't know, maybe it was me, maybe it's me the way I was raised. My mother taught me not to be misogynistic. My mama taught me not to be homophobic. And I still had to grow up and do some learning. These white folks will not let it go. And they're teaching it to their children. And when I say these white folks, I'm talking about damn near all of them. I know we all like to say, oh, it's not all white people. I would say it's about 95% of them. And if you, part of the percentage, you say you're not racism because you got a black friend or you got a black wife, man, you don't give a gut. And then y'all be having racist friends, racist family members, racist parents, and y'all never check them, so you racist right along with them. If I'm with a dude that take advantage of women and I just allow it and I still hang with him, then I'm part of the problem. I need to be locked up right along with him. I'm an accessory to a crime at that point. Y'all are accessories to racism. And I can't mess with them. I can't. 95% of y'all, I just can't mess with you. That's why most of us, we just keep away from y'all, especially in the workplace. We holler at y'all at work, blah, 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 boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. Get off my face, young. Because if it's not you, then it's your wife. If it's not your wife, then it's your friends. If it's not your friends, then it's your parents. If it's not your parents, it's your cousins. If it's not your cousins, it's your brothers. Y'all love it. And deep down, even though some of y'all say the right things out your mouth, deep down, you want to be that oppressor. You want to be that evil person. You want to have that hate in your heart. It lives, it thrives. You thrive off hate. You're not human.
This is all I got from this video, and sincerely speaking, this black brother got it going great. How am I supposed to, like, sincerely speaking, at this point in time, I just like, can everybody just go on their separate ways? But then somebody will be like, you are agitating for separation and all that. It is not agitating for separation, but the people you want to be in community with do not actually want to be in community with you. So what do? It is hard keeping community with people that do not want to be in community with you. So how do you want to do it? How do you want to go about it? How do you want to manage it? It's actually a very tough decision. But then seeing people that are grown, that are old enough, that are mature to handle, like, difficult situations and to set things straight and to make things right. See them being ignorant and acting all silly. That actually shows how lame some people are. Because if you wake up and all you think of is how to probably, like, inflict pain or make people feel bad, then you are not human. Like, you are not ready to evolve. You are not ready to grow. You are not ready to build community. You are not ready to uplift community. You are, like he said, 95 or 90 or almost like 98% of them are what they are. That is right to the cis, and they are not denying it, like the woman that mounted on camera to say that she is one, and she says it when it is necessary or where it is possible or when she can. You can imagine. You can imagine. And then these are the people that wanted to come out and fight for them. These are the people that wanted to speak up for them. These are the people that say, how do I help you? How can I? They don't want to ever work with you. They don't want to ever help you. They just ask that because they need to ask questions. I love the fact that my people know you people better. And when black people or black women even say that I do not ever want to work with you, they would rather stay with the bear instead of staying with you people. They know why they are saying. Some of you will say, oh, the iron racist. Shut up. Shut up. You are always looking for a way to cover up your mess and the rest of it. You all can do better. Because I don't know how, but it's kind of crazy that an adult like me, as big as I am, right, wake up, man, I will never try something like this. But because you cannot trust it does not mean that a palm-colored person will not do it. They will do it and add extra. Bye for now.